Well, hi, everybody. Welcome back to San Diego. That's where we are. I don't know where you are, but we're glad you're with us. I have a different guy with me today. You've seen him before. This is Chris Hermann. He did a series with us a while back with Jeffrey Cranford, our videos in the studio, didn't you, Chris?
We did. It was a fun time. We were looking at golf courses and talking about landscape architecture, and one of my favorite things, talking about Jesus at the same time and all the metaphorical things that tie into golf and landscape and, you know, what Jesus can do with a message in the heart of a person. It was great. It was
Cool.
great. Yeah.
Well, tell me about your golf. You've played golf for a while. Are you any good?
I can be. That's a tough question. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It's just like life. You're up, you're down, you feel good about yourself, and then sometimes you're like, why did I just do what I did? Unforced errors. They're the worst kind. They're the worst kind.
Well, that's every golfer. Sometimes I'm okay and sometimes not okay. Well, this golf course we played together this week. You've never played it before, brand new place. When you come to a brand new golf course, are you looking at things a little differently than when you're at home?
Oh, yeah, because I don't know the golf course. If I'm preparing for a tournament, like a very competitive environment, I'll probably go online. I'll look at the course. I'll try to get a hold of friends that may have played it if there's some tricks to it. When I get to the course or a course like this, I'd probably look for their yardage book or their green book, try to get a little map of how I'm supposed to play, where I'm supposed to hit it, and then to get out on the course and just kind of look at what the architect's trying to do with the shape of the shots if you really aren't prepared for the course. So, yeah, there's a little bit ahead, a little bit of time ahead, but you're trying to ask for advice or look for a guide of some type typically. Yeah.
So sometimes just understanding basics about how a golf course might be set up by the golf course architect really helps, huh?
Definitely. The architects will give you a clue. Usually there's a distance that you need to get to for a safe landing area. There's a target for a tree in the distance. There might be a sand trap that molds the shot. So you look at the way in which they were thinking about how that shot should be played, and it plays differently from different tees, as Marty was saying in the earlier video. As we move up to the tee, sometimes guys who are a little longer, and this is what I'm running into, I'll play these white tees and I'll be hitting into bunkers that I never get to before. Yeah. Not that I'm a really long player, but it's just a little bit of an adjustment. So you change clubs or you change position. Yeah, some of that's going on.
Right. Now, sometimes God will ask you to go to a place you've never been before. Yeah. How does that make you feel?
Well, that's a very spiritually deep question in terms of making sure it's God that's speaking to me. And I've got great counsel with people around me. If I'm feeling that God is really leading me, I'm praying about it and I'm looking at scripture that supports it. And if I can find those three things coming together, then I'm pretty confirmed in my spirit that this is the direction I'm supposed to go and He's leading me in this direction.
I know you had an important time in your life where you weren't sure where God was taking you, and you just went off and spent some very intentional time alone to get a sense of where God was leading you. Isn't that true?
That is true. That is true. And it was at the advice of our leader, Jeff Cranford, at a time in my life where my career had been shut down and there was a change coming in my life. It was a new season as we are hearing in our lives. And Jeff told me to consider sitting quietly, getting into some prayer, getting into some fasting alone, and see where God leads in the way in which you see things in the Bible and the way you're listening to music and all the things that come together when you take that time to really try to hear the Spirit.
I love what you're saying. A lot of times people think, well, the only way we're led of God is kind of by this sudden, unexpected leading. And you've said, when I come to a golf course I don't know, I'm very intentional about finding some things out about it. And you've said the same thing. When I want the Lord's leading, I'm going to intentionally do some things to find out what that is.
Yeah, you have to. Life and the world and our culture is so fast. There's so much going on. There's so many things that can distract. There's a lot of noise. You know, that's probably the best way to describe it. There's a lot of noise out there, and you need to figure out which noise is the noise you're supposed to be listening to. And that noise could be just daily activities of keeping your life going, whether it's work and family and all the things that go into that. There's just a lot of things that we have distracted, we can get distracted by. So to listen, you got to really get quiet. Yeah.
Wow, that's really helpful. Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Yep. Thank you all. We'll see you soon.